Good afternoon, I'm Noah Welch. Did you know the amount of scholarships college athletes receive every year is equal to the average American salary? College athletes should not be paid, and in conclusion of my speech, you will understand why. I've been researching the pros and cons of pay-to-play for college athletics the last few weeks and have a keen understanding of why college athletes should not receive pay on top of their already full-ride scholarships. Today, I will inform you of how college athletes are not professionals, and paying them would cause unfairness towards other sports, teammates, and smaller schools alike. As athletes perform, colleges take notice and offer scholarships. If players were to be paid by these interested colleges, only the top colleges would receive the best recruits. According to Mick Davis's article in the New York Times, Don't Pay College Athletes, published February 26, 2019, out of the roughly 350 Division I schools, only 24 have received more revenue than expenses in the past years. In order for smaller schools to stay afloat, they would have to go in debt to compete with the top schools for big-time recruits. The focus should be on education, not money. According to Morris's article from apexsports.com, should college athletes be paid? The highest percentage for college athletes to go pro is in baseball at a low 10.5%, and that's the best case scenario. Averages in other sports, for example, that players go from college to pro is football, which is at 2%, hockey, which is at 4.1%, soccer, which is at 1.4%, and a mere 1.3% for basketball players. The next argument is, if college athletes were to be paid, who gets what, and how can the NCAA uphold its Title IX? And Title IX is equal scholarships for women's and men's athletics. And although college and basketball bring in millions of dollars in revenue, much of the money is spread throughout the NCAA to help fund tournaments and other women's sports. According to Mick Davis's article from TCA News Services, calling the False Promises of California's Law, published October 24, 2019, less profitable athletics are funded by the more popular sports. Therefore, if the money produced by profiting sports was used to pay players, then universities would start to lose their softball, swimming, track, golf, tennis, and even volleyball teams, resulting ultimately in a huge loss of students and violating Title IX. Players want to be paid right out of high school, and for the talented ones, that is possible. Here's the solution. The opportunities are there. Baseball players can be drafted out of high school. Basketball players can enter the developmental league, G League, which offers $125,000 as a signing bonus to top talents, or go overseas, and football players can play professionally in Canada. However, according to Zach Durham in his article from BleacherReport.com, There's No Crying in College, published April 3rd, 2013, students who obtain a bachelor's degree receive $1.1 million in their lifetime than non-graduates. And so although graduates do make more, Durham informed readers that the cost to attend a Division I college ranges from $30,000 to $60,000 a year. But student athletes have their tuition, books, housing, meals, gear, travel expenses, and even medical expenses paid for. How many of you are fortunate enough to have that? I know I'm not. Student athletes already receive enough compensation by their given scholarships that fully pay for tuition and for their living expenses. The opinion that colleges have enough money to afford to pay players is out of the question. Competition is what drives athletes, and with pay, the fairness and competitiveness are taken away from that. Money doesn't last, but education does, and that is the main focus of today. Whether you agree or not is up to you. But if debt-free college isn't enough of a reward, then I'm sure many of you, along with myself, will gladly take a free education. Thank you for your time, and remember, the compensation of full-ride scholarships for players are a privilege. Paying these athletes could strip away an opportunity of a lifetime.